Over the summer, most of us watched the trial of the two most popular stars in Hollywood. We are no longer strangers to the nature of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's marriage, and the internet just gave us front row seats to the entire volatile affair. Now Tubi is determined to capitalize on that drama with their debut film that'll dramatize the defamation case. The Tubi film, Hot Take, The Depp-Heard Trial, will be hurrying into production. The free streaming service Tubi chose to think fast on its feet when realizing the potential behind the most expensive trial last season. The entire case was riddled with controversies, and the internet invested in the drama like it's their family business. So producers on the show thought, why not make a movie out of the very thing that has the public heated? The film stars Megan Davies as Amber Heard and Mark Hapta as Johnny Depp. It'll be interesting to see how these actors will play the likes of Depp and Heard. Melisa Martey will play Depp's lawyer, and Marty Carrig will represent Heard's lawyer. Fox's Tubi will air the film on Friday, the 30th of September. What do we know of the film so far? Written by Guy Nicolucci, the story will follow Heard and Depp's roller coaster of a relationship, both inside the courtroom and in their private lives. It'll specifically focus on the 2-month-long defamation trial that concluded entirely on the 2nd of June. It'll dramatize Heard's domestic violence allegations that, in turn, defamed Johnny Depp back in December 2018. It'll also show how the jury held Johnny Depp accountable for the statement made by his lawyer, Camille Vasquez, that proved to be defamatory. Sarah Lohman, the director of Secrets in the Woods, will be directing this intense film. The film is currently being hurried into production. At the same time, the controversial event is still fresh in everyone's minds and can be a telling observation of what happened between those two. Moving on, how does Tubi see the film they're making? Hot Take is being brought to us from Fox Entertainment's acquired production house, Mar Vista Entertainment. Mar Vista Entertainment is collaborating with Tubi to produce this unique film. Representatives have commented that a movie like Hot Take is just one of the many they have plans to make. They think this film isn't only culturally relevant, but also something that caters to the current taste of the people. They think this type of entertainment satiates the hunger of fans who love to keep up with pop culture and the celebrity drama that ensues when they date each other. Moving on, in light of the upcoming movie, let's revisit when this whole mess began. This all began on the 23rd of May, 2016, when Heard tried to file for divorce after only 15 months of marriage. 4 days later, she applied for a restraining order against Johnny Depp, who she'd been dating for at least 14 years. Part of the allegations against Depp was that he had abused her physically while they were together whenever he was drunk or under the influence of drugs. In the days following her filing for divorce, she recounted how her face was severely bruised because Johnny Depp allegedly threw his phone at her during an argument. The police investigation claimed no crime appeared to have occurred. Back then, Johnny Depp denied whatever Heard accused him of and said that this was only her way of securing financial compensation. Let's look at the settlement worth $7 million that was reached in August out of court in 2016. They reached a settlement, so Heard took back her request for a restraining order on the grounds of domestic violence. She also canceled her request that she receives $50,000 a month in spousal support. The story gets weirder when the separated couple released a statement together where they looked back at their tumultuous relationship lovingly and tried to end it amicably. The two also ensured that neither party made accusations that could financially benefit them. From the divorce, Heard received $7 million from Depp, but she insisted on donating the amount to charitable organizations. You'd think this mess would be over by then, but it dragged on. Not to mention, in December 2010, an op-ed by Heard for the Washington Post accused Depp of abuse. After their divorce was finalized in 2017, a clause prevented Depp and Heard from saying anything damaging about the famous relationship. In 2019, Heard wrote an op-ed about how women are treated in domestic abuse cases. In her piece, she commented on how even as a public figure representing issues such as domestic violence, she has to endure the repercussions for women who speak out. While Depp was never mentioned in the article, the insinuation was enough for him to sue her. Following up, Depp sues Heard for $50 million for her article. The suit against her dismissed her experience as a victim and instead painted her as an instigator. He made it look like she was doing this all for the public fame, not the truth. In the court filing, however, Heard was forced to recount the many instances where she was abused. You'd think that this case would end here, but it kept getting worse for the two of them. People were fighting on social media websites, either villainizing Heard or speaking up for Depp. Neither party benefited from the public feud. This story later ended in a countersuit filed by Heard when Depp's former lawyer had called her content in the article an abuse hoax. Messy, right? Even when divorced, it seemed their troubles didn't end. Finally, the verdict of the trial. Long story short, the battle ended in Johnny Depp's favor in 2022. The world watched as this mercurial affair brought down the credibility of domestic abuse victims, primarily women. Many argue that the trial wasn't fair, and social media had a big part in twisting the narrative to the more powerful person's favor. Heard was mercilessly ridiculed and made fun of all over the internet, making the grim affair crueler than it needed to be, especially since there's evidence to suggest some truth in her favor. Other related news. First up, Johnny Depp is now dating his lawyer. Following the end of his defamation trial, Johnny Depp is in hot pursuit of his lawyer. Yes, you heard that right. The lawyer in question, however, isn't the lawyer who helped him win the trial, but rather Joelle Rich. Who is Joelle Rich, you ask? She's the lawyer representing him in Depp's failed lawsuit against The Sun. The two had begun discreetly mingling in the September of 2022. Even during the messy trial between Depp and his former wife Amber Heard, they were secretly together. Rich is the first woman Depp has dated publicly since his 2017 divorce. How did they start dating? She was married when they met. Yes, Rich was married with 2 children during Depp's lawsuit. Rich is now in the middle of a divorce while in a relationship with Johnny Depp. Sources say things are pretty serious between the two. If somebody leaves their husband for you, we'd say that's a sign things are serious. So far we know Joelle lives in London and works as an attorney specializing in privacy, libel, and copyright cases. Overall, she's a well-reputed lawyer, and it's interesting to see how this relationship will play out between the two. Coming up next, Amber Heard isn't kicked off Aquaman. Amber played the role of Mara in the film Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Following her trial with Johnny Depp, there have been speculations about whether Heard deserves to be part of the films. Floating rumors have it that not only will she be replaced, but also cut from the existing films, but it appears that these rumors have been mere gossip. The spokesperson for Heard refuted these rumors and expressed their discontent with the type of lies surrounding his client's role in the film. The trial has significantly hit Amber Heard's reputation and fan following after social media users took to their respective platforms to make memes and jokes about the actress. The standard narrative after the trial painted her as a liar and a discreditable person, prompting many users to hope her career ends here. Let's look at the public view of the situation. While the public reaction to the highly publicized court trial skewed in favor of Johnny Depp, critics still think Heard has been a victim of a mistrial and treated poorly. Depp fans have gone as far as making a petition to remove Amber Heard entirely from the franchise. The signatures on the said petition have added up to 4.6 million signatures. Fans of Heard have called this a perfect example of misogyny, pointing out that no such action was ever taken against Armie Hammer, Ezra Miller, or Shia LaBeouf. The celebrities mentioned above all have had severe cases attributed to them, including but not limited to sexual assault and grooming. People pointed out that even the news of Harvey Weinstein's crimes didn't make as much noise as Amber Heard's rift with Johnny Depp. Critics call this massive social media rallying in favor of Johnny Depp an indicator that society always tips in favor of powerful men. At the same time, women are always handed the shorter end of the stick. That's a wrap for this video. We hope you find our list as weird as we did. What do you think about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp controversies? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.